sana, asanteni sana. Wana Jubilee hamjambo? Wana Jubilee hamjambo? Hebu tusalimiane, zile zetu za zamani za hewa ndizo hizo. Asante sana, asante sana, asante sana. Jubilee oye! Jubilee oye! Kenya oye! Asanteni sana, ubarikiwe tafadhali. Asante, thank you. Asante sana, nimewashukuru sana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Asante. Asante sana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wajubilee wenzangu hamjambo? Hamjambo tena. Wacha nianze ba kusema ya kwamba niko na furaha nyingi sana siku ya leo kuwa pamoja nanyi, na niwashukuru nyote ambao mmeweza kufika hapa. Ni shukuru pia wale ambao hawakuweza kufika, lakini najua tuko pamoja na wao katika runinga na mambo mengine na social media. Na niseme naungana na vile ndugu yetu Secretary General amesema. Leo ni siku ya furaha. Leo ni siku ya furaha kwangu na kwa jamii yote ya Jubilee, kwa sababu kwa muda mrefu tumezungushwa na kusumbuliwa. Wachache wamelipwa, wengine wamejiita wakuu, lakini hakuna mkuu kushinda Mwenyezi Mungu, na tumejiona tukiwa hapa. Kwa hivyo tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu. Atujue ile ni barabara gani ambaye tutaelekea, si ni hivyo? So therefore, party members and my fellow Kenyans, today marks almost 3 years, as the Secretary General has just informed us, since we last gathered here at this very same venue and held our last National Delegates Conference. This is through no fault of my own, but as a direct result of devious machinations by those who wanted to falsely and forcefully take over this party. Early opportunity to thank all those loyal party members, the many lawyers and Kenyans of goodwill who have ensured that once again we are able to meet and restart our journey forward again. Asanteni sana. Politics, as we have seen, is about many things. But one thing that cannot be overridden is that politics is first and foremost about the collective will of the people, exercised either by members of the party, like we are here today, or by the citizens of my hope that from today we shall see the end of machinations and the start of a democratic process, because it is the people who will decide. Sio watu wachache kujifungia pahali ama watumwe na watu wengine, kwa sababu tunajua hata hawa ni kutumwa, walikuwa wametumwa. Ni wananchi, members wa chama, ambao watachukua hatua na decision ya kutueleza mwelekeo wa chama utakuwa mgani, sio watu wachache pahali kidogo huko. So, members of my family and members of my administration. But despite that, I stood at this same venue, ready to begin a process that should have been normal in any mature democracy. A process of rejuvenating our party and infusing it with new leadership, a new crop of leaders inspired by a new generation who would craft to a new administration in a peaceful and orderly manner, as you all witnessed. I expected the same for our party. Unfortunately, this was not to be, for reasons as explained. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been in active politics for the greater part of my life, 40 years plus. I have seen its good, I have seen its bad, and even its ugly. But at every juncture, I have always tried to do my best in the spirit of service to my party, but most importantly, service to this country that I love. I have both lost elections and won elections, taking each in my stride, learning that in politics, you can never be led by bitterness, anger, or hate. That only deviates you from your mission and vision. Wale wanataka kuendelea na matusi, hiyo ni shauri yao. Sisi hatuna chuki na mtu, tunapenda nchi yetu. I have had my fair share of successes as well as challenges. But the truth of the matter is that none of this would have been possible if I myself, at an early age, had not been given the opportunity and support to take up various leadership positions in our country. As a party, under my administration, under my leadership, and courtesy of the Kenyan electorate, we have been a governing party for approximately 10 out of our country's 60-odd years of life. since independence. Saw the implementation of a new constitutional order, and we did so within the stipulated timelines. As a party, we can say that we left behind a more connected country than we found it. We doubled the number of tarred roads, increased electricity connections from 35% of our population that we found to over 70%. We began the process of modifying dilapidated colonial infrastructure with the introduction of the SGR, the development of Lamu Port, the revival of Kisumu Port, amongst many others. In health, our Linda Mama, the removal of maternity fees in our health centers, gave and saw great improvement in maternal health and improved child mortality rates. Our management equipment services saw medical equipment such as dialysis machines, scanning machines, laboratories, and other equipment become available to distant corners of our country, with counties like Mandera being able to carry out cesarean sections and other such operations for the first time since independence. In education, we restored the sanctity of our exams. We maintained the free primary education that we inherited from President Kibaki. We expanded the free day secondary education and reduced the burden of healthcare for our parents with the introduction of EduAfia for our students. In security, despite initial challenges, thereby ensuring that our security agencies were better able to handle both domestic and external threats. This machine that we built, however, was not to be used and designed to face its own citizens, and it is not supposed to have been a source of fear and conflict. We worked as a party to bring greater cohesion in our social construct, to reduce ethnic tensions and address both social and regional equalities. This noble effort, unfortunately, it being called an attempt to erode democracy. I wonder what they call theirs today. I can go on and on, but that is for another time. Equally, my friends, it is It's true to say that we also face challenges, key among them being our war against corruption in government that was less than successful. Our intergovernmental relations also left much to be desired, a case in point being the uneasy relationship with the judiciary over the appointment of judges. To my mind, the framers of our Constitution intended that the different arms of government will be simultaneously independent, but always interdependent. We want to go. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years as a leader, some things have become apparent and clear to me. That you succeed by looking at past successes, injecting new ideas, and improving upon them. And you fail by ignoring past mistakes and therefore falling folly of repeating the same. This, while always having an open mind and a listening ear, even to those you disagree with, and especially to the voices of our younger generations. For in a world that is ever evolving as fast as it is with such insights that become a transformation to occur. A balance of all this is what makes a stable and pragmatic nation, one that is filled with hope and not despair, a nation at peace with itself, and one that is able to transist with ease from one generation to the next. In the last general election, I endeavored to pass this message. Unfortunately, it fell on deaf ears and stories of dynasties and hustlers and so on. Yeah. Today, many of the gains we had in the past have been eroded. Linda Mama and others replaced by new, untried, untested schemes. And while we wait for these experiments to work, Kenyans suffer and our progress is retarded. As we continue to dwell in rhetoric rather than in progress, we repeat. So again, why are we here today? Ladies and gentlemen, the past can inform us, but the present can shape the future. So the first thing, as our Secretary General has told us, our first mission today was to pass amendments to our party's constitution. Amendments to ensure that the machinations of the past shall never be used again. Rejuvenate our party and set in motion a process of injecting new blood into our party structures and hierarchy. Men and women, especially the young, and when I say the young, I am not just saying young in body. We also want young in mind and spirit. Men and women of integrity who can be trusted with our future. Men and women who have the courage to fight for what is right and just. Men and women with the patience to listen to those whom they wish to lead. Men and women with compassion for their fellow citizens. Men and women of wisdom, not pride. Men and women who know as human beings they can make mistakes, but stand ready to correct them. I have watched quietly the ongoings of the recent past and greatly admired the tribeless, steadfast courage of today's generations. A generation that knows what it wants and is determined to achieve it, whatever the cost. It is my hope today that as some of us give way, that those same young ones, with the same energy, conviction, and patriotism that we saw in the streets, you will be able to use them to transform the structures of our party, and ultimately, you yourselves enter the corridors of power and high office and take charge of your own destiny. You know what you want. It is not for me to tell you. You know what you want. You have the energy. To get it. And time is on your side. Musibaki nyuma. In the next few weeks, we shall be rolling out our recruitment strategy across the country. Across generations and gender. This in conjunction with other activities aimed at rejuvenating and reinvigorating our party at grassroots level. Our doors are open for all. Nyinyi wenyewe. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I wish, for the sake of clarity, to remind Kenyans that the Jubilee Party, as you well know, and for reasons that have just been given, has been largely silent for the last 3 years for those reasons. Become a member of the Azimio la Umoja coalition because I, as party leader then and now, was convinced that the coalition and its members shared a common vision for our country. In the years since then, however, the Azimio coalition membership has undergone changes. I don't need to elaborate, nyinyi nyote munaelewa. However, notwithstanding these changes, and as we speak today, the party, as per the decision of our organs, remains a member of what is left of this coalition, and any decision on whether to reinvest in it or leave it will be a decision for the party's new leadership to take when the time comes. Lakini sasa tuko pahali tulikuwa. Mimi sio mtu wa kupiga reverse na kona kila siku. But make no mistake when I say that. Like any other political party, we shall be preparing for the next general election, and doing so in earnest. And it remains our firm intention to field the best possible candidates for all elective positions. We shall either do this on our own, or we shall do this in concert with like-minded political movements. It is therefore my hope that a newly energized Jubilee Party will achieve two immediate outcomes. Firstly, to provide a suitable platform for visionary aspiring leaders to offer themselves up in the service of their nation, and secondly, for the citizens of Kenya to be present with a vibrant set of options from which to elect leaders of their choice in accordance with the democratic ideals of our constitutional order and what our national constitution states. Kwa hivyo wenzangu, niliwaambia mimi siku hizi siongeangi mengi, na najaribu saa kukaa on point, sio hapana. Unajua sasa wataenda watanichukua wapindue ingine lakini ya muhimu, chama chetu cha Jubilee kutoka mwanzo lengo letu lilikuwa tujenge chama cha kitaifa, chama ambacho kitaunganisha Wakenya wote, chama ambacho nia yake ni kuona sio sehemu hii ama hii, lakini Kenya yote ikisonga mbele, wananchi wakiwa pamoja na wakipendana kama ndugu na dada. Na nyinyi mnajua hata kazi ambazo tulikuwa tukifanya wakati tulikuwa na nafasi ya uongozi wa taifa hili, hakuna pahali ambapo watoto walikuwa wanasemekana wamekosa kuenda shule kwa sababu hawana karo. Watoto wetu wote primary na secondary walikuwa wanasoma kila pahali Kenya hii yetu. Na hiyo ndiyo njia ya kuinua hali ya maisha na tuweze kusongesha taifa letu mbele. Mambo hii ya kusema ati chama hii ni ya upande hii, chama ni ya upande hii, chama ni ya upande hii, la, wacha tuwe na national parties ambazo zinaunganishwa kwa sababu ya sera, lakini sio kwa sababu ya pahali ambapo zimetoka. Hakuna sababu ya nyinyi kama wana Jubilee kuchagua mtu kutoka kila kona yeyote ya Kenya. Haja ni nyinyi mjue ya kwamba huyu mmechagua ni mtu ambaye atajitolea kutendea Wakenya wote pahali popote walipo kwa haki, bila kupora na bila kutenga mtu yeyote. That is the only thing that is important. Sio mtu ametoka wapi ama umezaliwa wapi. Na ndipo nilikuwa nawaambia hii story, watu walikuwa wanazungusha sijui hustler, sijui huyu ni mtoto wa single mother, si huyu ni mtoto wa dynasty. Mimi najua watoto wangapi wa single mother ambao wamesoma vizuri sana na wameendea lakini kusema ati wewe adhabu wewe umezaliwa na single mother, hiyo ndio qualification yako ya kuchaguliwa? Hapana. Njoo uambie Wakenya ni nini utawafanyia. Pahali popote umezaliwa, haja ni nini unawafanyia. Anyway, hapana. Kila mtoto, uwe umezaliwa kwa nyumba ya matope, uwe umezaliwa kwa nyumba ya dhahabu, kila mtu ako na nafasi ya kuongoza taifa hili letu la Kenya. Haja ni apatiwe nafasi. Na tunataka sisi iwe chama chetu cha Jubilee ndicho chitapatia Wakenya wote bila kubagua nafasi ya uongozi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na hiyo ndiyo lengo letu. Na hiyo ndiyo nimesema, na nitahakikisha mimi nimesimamia hiyo process mpaka mwisho. Na ndio zile shida ambazo zilitokea hapo awali, watu kuwa wanauza matikiti na mfuko kulingana na ile pesa wamepewa. Hiyo system imeisha. Translate na uwaongeleshe vizuri. Ama ni namna gani? Tumekubaliana wenzangu? Na mimi nitajitolea sasa, kwa sababu tumesema tunataka kuanzisha recruitment drive, kuanza kuzunguka mashinani kila area, tupatane na nyinyi, tuongee pamoja na nyinyi. Na ndio pamoja tujue mwelekeo wa kesho. Tumekubaliana wenzangu? Sisi tuwe watu wa amani. Sisi tusiwe watu wa kuchafua na maneno ambaye hayastahili. Sisi tusiwe watu matusi. Sisi tuwe watu wa kueneza upendo, amani na maendeleo katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na najua tukiwa hivyo, tukiungana na wengine, Mungu ndio anajua barabara ambayo ametupangia tukielekea huko mbele. Kwa hayo machache na mengi, mimi nasema Mungu awabariki, Mungu awalinde, Mungu alinde chama chetu, Mungu alinde wananchi na nchi yetu ya Kenya. Thank you very much.